Hi, everyone, and welcome to this All Signs Tarot reading. I'm Stella. This is Loveworks, and we're going to go ahead and look at whatever comes out. We're going to do Aries all the way through Pisces, so you can go ahead and check the timestamp down below. Also, personal readings are back on. My link is in the description box underneath the More tab of this video. Okay, so let's get started with, oh, nope, actually, I want to say a thank you again. Yay! The birthday ride continues. I would like to say thank you to Susie. That's the name on YouTube, so that's what I'll stick with. That you gave. So anyway, thank you so much for these. These are amazing. This is the Amente or Oracle with the most amazingly beautiful packaging, and it's velvet on the inside where the box of cards sit. It's really a beautiful deck. I will say I'm not going to use these in today's reading. They are going to require me to study them a bit, and I knew they would because they're more based on Egyptian philosophy, something I'm not super familiar with. So I'm going to take some time and learn about these before presenting them in one of the all sign readings, but I am really enjoying them so far. I've already started on the book, so thank you so much for these. I think they're going to be fantastic for personal readings, honestly, more than the all signs, but I will work them into an all signs eventually. So thank you so much. They're very beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so let's get started and see what the message is for Aries. Aries placements. What do we have for you? Aries, please. Aries. Okay. All right. Let's see. What's up? So we got acceptance. Accept others and yourself. Welcome new opportunities. So accepting others and yourself, right? Welcoming new opportunities. We have ego right in the center. Hurt ego, ego getting in the way of relationships, etc. Okay, so pride, something like that possibly going on with a situation. All right, so, and the way these cards, because I use mixed oracle cards, and I mean, the way these are looking, like she's looking right on in this oracle card, right, to the acceptance door. So moving away from this, lifting up the head and seeing that there's new acceptance, new doors to walk through. Okay, and we also have peace, and there's where we can find the peace with a situation, right? Find inner peace in moments of stillness. Okay, all right, so let's see what is going on for Aries, please. Aries placements. What is the message? Hallelujah. So hallelujah is coming through my mind right now. I don't know if it's Buckley or if it's what's his name, the deep voice dude, Leonard Cohen. I don't know, but I'm hearing hallelujah. Message for Aries, please. Okay. Ooh. Wow. Big news, Aries, and breakthrough here for sure. Okay. That's what I am seeing. Okay. I feel like someone's about to enter your life. With the recent past energy here, you have the High Priestess and the Six of Wands. So definitely listening to one's intuition and moving ahead confidently. So I do feel like you have been doing that in the recent past. Maybe something just gave you or is about to. All right, for some of you, it's about to click. Something's giving you a new perspective. There's also, to me, this is indicative to me of seeing something from a different perspective and making a good high discernment, switching gears in some sort that's going to bring more like prosperity, more relationship potential, something like that into your life. Like that news is coming. So it may not be here quite yet, but because it's like those, if you haven't yet, then do this, but it's because there's a trust. There's a trust that you have given yourself, an acceptance, right? Of realizing, hey, maybe my pride was in the way with something or, something along those lines. And this like acceptance energy that has allowed you to start trusting and having faith in your own intuition to have confidence and move forward. And that to me looks like the turning point to everything, this new perspective. So those of you that need to adapt that type of energy, absolutely, like this will be very beneficial for you. Those of you who already have adapted that energy, I expect forward momentum, I would say, in the very near future, okay? Because you have the Ten of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune showing up in your near future energy. So something is about to change. There's a new cycle coming in. This could mean, with the Page of Wands here, this could be the start of like just a message that turns into a full-blown, person of your lifetime, with Ten of Pentacles. I mean, this could be like, the person, or it's just this energy of foundational experience that is starting to turn the wheel for you to a more secure lifestyle, a more grounded lifestyle, with that spiritual connection of confidence. So either way, it looks like some real positive energy is surrounding you at this time, and to absolutely merge yourself into that faith and trust that things can change once we can see different perspectives and acceptances, like your oracle card said, right? And move forward with faith, trust, confidence, that sort of thing. Things really start changing. So I would say expect good news or some sort of message very soon. All right. Okay, so that is Aries. We're on to Taurus. Okay, Taurus, let's see what the message is for Taurus. Taurus and Taurus placements. Taurus. Thank you. Okay. So we have moving, boss daddy. These cards must be, I always joke, they must be from like the early, I don't know, or the mid 2000s or something. Okay, and then abundance. Wow, okay. Abundance comes from inner fulfillment and outer effort. All right, beautiful. All right, so you have moving and boss daddy showing up. All right, Taurus, and abundance. So I would say, like, if this is a work and career thing for you, then things, you may be like moving into a position of like more responsibility with boss daddy. I mean, it could be boss mommy too, whatever, like that type of energy. Abundance is here. It does say abundance comes from inner fulfillment and outer effort. Okay, so let's see what's going on for you. Or this could indicate, some of you may be entering a relationship. Maybe there's with a partner who is, you got a little, little status, a little something like that, right? Doesn't have to be like I said, a boss daddy. It could be a feminine too, either or. Okay, so let's see what's going on for Taurus, please. Virgo energy showing up for you. Okay. Taurus, please. The message for Taurus. Okay. Yeah, moving could absolutely be something showing up. Wow. Yeah, very much so. Or the decision to. Okay. Wow. All right. So yeah, I do feel like someone may need to end something in order to move toward you, or something along those lines. I feel like this person's going to be making themselves known to you very soon if they haven't already. Okay. So in the near future, I do feel like there is someone showing up here for you. So what I feel this reading is I'm most likely getting more insight into like their energy. So like if you have a person, and we'll talk about if this is career or not in a moment, but if you have a person, I feel like we're seeing, especially if it's masculine energy, I feel like we're seeing into their energy, that it's like they they really want to move a situation with you forward. But I do feel like they are also knowing they need to end something in order to do that or to move forward. So it doesn't necessarily mean like end something like they're married or they're in a complicated relationship. Maybe, it could be that. But it could also just mean, just in a sense, like they know then this is going to be the end of bachelorhood or something if they do make that move toward you, because they know like they're probably going to, that you're not going to be the type that they're just going to have as a fling or something like that. So they realize this is a big decision. So that's what I feel like we're seeing. But they do feel like they will be happy by making that choice. But there is definitely some sort of concern or worry, or maybe they don't have the confidence. I don't know what it is, but it does look like they will be making a choice in the very near future to move toward you. Now, for some of the others of you, if it's not the energy of your person, then there's definitely this energy of like, once you embrace I would say the enthusiasm of the possibility of making choices in your near future that could turn the wheel for you, that is showing as very favorable for you. So in other words, like if you are like just stuck, you're just stuck in possibly work, career, or any other area of your life, maybe a relationship that's just sort of sort of thing. But I would say if it's like work and career mainly, there's something here possibly literally about moving. Like you may be, some of you could benefit by looking at like other positions that you could fulfill in other areas. So for instance, like if you're, we'll take me as an example, stuck, sorry, no offense to the South, but it's really not my jam. All right. So like, if you're kind of stuck, in the South and you have no idea why, and source still hasn't made that apparent to you. I'm not getting too personal here or anything, but, this is just an example. And it's like, you feel like you could possibly do something, somewhere else, like in a larger area, more metropolitan area or something like that. Then this could be saying, yes, absolutely. Like there will be some sort of position offered or something that could make you happy once you move and like start looking for those opportunities. So there's something about needing to make a choice in the very near future here, a very cosmic choice, and not to make that choice from fear or, some kind of effed up comfort zone that's not really a comfort zone, to make the choice from like doing what you love, knowing that, hey, I don't know what's going to happen here, but I need to make a choice of something different. And again, the abundance will come from that inner fulfillment and outer fulfillment as well. So you guys got a really big change energy around you right now, whether it be in romantic love, or whether it be in work and career, maybe both. There's like an energetic change around you. So I feel like it's really important for you to hone in on not forcing decisions and forcing choices. It's definitely going with the flow, but always choosing towards things that you want to grow toward. All right, that's what I'm seeing. All right, very, very positive reading for you. All right, so let's see. That was Taurus. We're on to Gemini. Hey, Gemini. Let's see what the message is for Geminis, please. Okay, beautiful. Gemini. Okay. All right, so the first card that popped out is Universal Wisdom. The universe is full of wisdom. Seek its guidance. Seek universal wisdom's guidance. Okay, beautiful. We have inspiration is everywhere. Capture your ideas. All right, you might be having a very creative type of cycle right now. So capture those ideas, write them down, right? Or, record your voice recording them or something along those lines. We have balance. Find balance to maintain harmony in relationships. So these are like all like cute cards and this and that and the other. But what do we, really, what is balance? All right, we do have to check in with ourselves. Find balance to maintain harmony in relationships. All of like the beautiful universal wisdom energy of the universe is, a harmony, okay, a balance, if you will. So when things are out of balance, one way or the other, then eventually they will work their way back to harmony, be that a tough road or an easier road. Okay, so that is the message we have for the oracle cards. Okay, so let's see what's going on here for Geminis, please. Gemini. Okay, maybe a Capricorn on your mind, perhaps. All right, what is going on for Geminis, please? Gemini. There you are, Gemini. All right. Might be receiving a message. Let's see. All right. Geminis, please. Okay. Yeah, definitely messages or an opportunity presenting itself, showing up in current energy. So that this may be going on now or coming in very shortly. All right. Could be from a Sagittarius or something coming in Sagittarius season. All right. Let's see. And confidence. Okay. Is your key to balance. Okay, so yeah, confidence is for sure. There's definitely something here to overcome as far as like a lot of confusion energy, or nighttime might especially be like times when you may get angry or frustrated or something like that. Self-love is the, yeah, right. Okay, it's like we don't want to offer our love to the devil, right? We want to offer our love to, our higher selves. So what I mean by that, of course, I don't think like you guys are like worshiping the devil. That's not what I meant. But in a sense, it's like some of you, there may be a message here at the bottom of the deck. It's not in this message, so it's for a different Gemini energy. I feel that it's when we're acting out of like the moon energy of confusion or darkness or something like that, light dispels the dark, right? So when we're acting in confusion or the darkness and it's keeping us up at night, and then we get angry and stubborn, and force our will, on things or something like that, then you might as well be offering that cup to the devil energy, right? We want to listen to our intuition and move forward with things that have like good plans and things that, when we offer something, it should be to the higher energies of things, not coming from dark nights of the soul, kind of darker confusions and things like that. So start seeing things from new perspectives. Okay, but for most of you Geminis, I feel like the message here is a very positive message of leaving behind a cycle and like kind of changing timelines in a positive way here. It's a little like confusing on where that's going to end up necessarily for you right now. It may feel that way, but as long as you're moving forward with confidence, it looks like everything's going to be a-okay. So as long as you are leaving behind past things that you may have put a lot of emotional effort into, but didn't really go, they didn't fulfill anything. They didn't lead to the culmination of growth and happiness with someone or with something. All right. Could be work, whatever, or a relationship. But it's like now there's like this timing that has like this karmic kind of test in a way that I feel like is available for you to pass in a very positive way. Some of you have already passed, so your new beginnings are here. Others of you, there's an opportunity to leave that struggle behind and embrace things with new ideas of opportunity. So it would behoove you absolutely to like be inspired, right? Inspiration. It's everywhere, it says. Capture those ideas. And it's like a time to move forward, even if you don't know exactly, where you're going, it's still like you're being guided here. So even though it may be confusing, like, oh, I don't know though, I don't know, what does that mean? What new start? I don't know. I'm not inspired or something. It's like as long as you have the energy, carry the energy of you with you, that you are ready to offer sincerely to new beginnings and new starts. It's like, sure, you might not have all of those clear answers right now, but as long as you are moving forward in confidence, that's the balance and the harmony that universe is looking for right now. And that's what's going to like propel you forward. These are very positive cards. So I do feel like everything is moving forward for you in your reading as like a technical, tarot reading, type of thing. Like everything's moving forward. So there's no more backwards here. So it's all forward, new from here is what I am seeing. Okay. All right. So that is Gemini. We are on to Cancers. Yeah. Okay, Cancers. Let's see what your message is. Cancers. I just heard, how delightful. I don't know. I just heard, how delightful. So maybe someone will say that, or maybe something delightful is going to happen for you. Okay, tell me about Cancers, please. Okay. Trust. Trust your intuition. The universe will guide you. That's what's at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so let's see. What do we have? Ooh, how delightful. Somebody's into you. Okay. All right. Let's see. So you have resilience. Resilience is your source of strength in challenges. All right. You're a resilient person. All right. Absolutely. You have into you. Okay. Good chemistry, great vibes, positive. Okay. So there's definitely someone that's either into you or maybe you're into them. I am so into you. Something like that. But then you have this card of nurture. Nurture others and also yourself. And I do notice the kitty cat. All right. So others, absolutely can be pets. So like how we are to our pets, can also be a cue. I've always seen that as a cue, and I'm sure you have too, being Cancers and water signs, right? It's like, the way someone treats a pet is a good signifier of like who they are, right? So it's like that's something that I think us water signs are just sort of, adept with and in tune with. Like we can see that stuff as a signifier. So I would say, making sure that we are, nurturing others as we would ourselves, or as we should ourselves. Okay, so let's see what we have for tarot. All right. So what do we have going on for the tarot for Cancers? Okay. You may be working with someone on a project soon, something that's pretty stable. All right, so I am seeing that. An opportunity too. Yeah. It could come from an Aquarius, or in Aquarius season, you may find yourself with a really good opportunity to get like a leg up in some way, or have a new start with like a decision to maybe take a new job or something along those lines, I'm getting. All right, but tell me about Cancers, please. What is their message right now, their current energy message? Okay. Ooh, 2 major arcana showing up. Interesting. Okay. Wow. Yeah, you guys, you have some, Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. Yeah, I see there could be a possible move or something for you in the future. So it doesn't necessarily mean like moving states or pick up and moving to another country or, anything like that. It could just be like moving in with someone or moving, because I'm getting it's not like like huge, not huge distance. But anyway, that's just a psychic hit. For others of you, it could be major, major change. Okay, so anyway, so recent past, you have the Strength and the Death card showing up here. So two pretty resilient cards. All right, and you have this resilience showing up, as your first oracle card. So this is showing massive resilience, massive inner strength. And it's like you're ready. Well, almost. Okay. It's like it's coming. All right. I do feel like you or something or someone, all right, so some energy, it could be work, career, any kind of life circumstance, or it could be a person, or it could be you. All right. There's an energy here of something, we'll just call it that definitely, because of the inner strength here that's been demonstrated, now it's time to be reborn into something different, moving forward in a positive way. So it is here, but you may not be seeing it quite yet. All right. So there's something here that you may not be seeing for what it is necessarily. So with the 4 of Cups and then the 8 of Cups. So it's something where I do feel like you are, for some of you, it's a matter of like not looking to the past to solve your future, as far as if it's a relationship. Okay, if it's a relationship and there's someone that still kind of lingers within your past or something like that, it's like any energetic connection, even just thinking about them or yearning or any of those things, it's like keeping you from moving forward and turning this wheel. So we can't ever just completely just snap our fingers and stop thinking about someone energetically or anything like that, but we can make diligent efforts to do so. All right, we can catch ourselves like, oh, there I go again, romanticizing that situation, or there I go again thinking about that person, or we can catch ourselves and then course correct and say, well, honor that for what it was, but then also catch ourselves and say, but you know what, I need to honor what's going to be new and unbeknownst to me in front of me, which I do feel very positive about. Get into that mode. All right. And that can work for work and career too, so either way, it's like there's this energy here of, I do feel like something is around you right now, but there's also a need to move forward in the sense of like, if something from the past has not really worked out for you or someone from the past, then again, catch yourself energetically when that connection comes up, right? And you don't have to massively cut cords or do anything like that. Just be aware of it and be aware that you might be romanticizing that situation, okay? But is it really coming into fruition? If it's not, then, it's more about moving forward, towards experiencing more fun in your life. I feel like there's someone here that's going to have great chemistry with you. But there's, again, this nurturing others and also yourself that needs to come into play, because that's where I feel like there's a date in your future. All right. With the 6 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups, this is going out with friends or something like that. You might meet someone, maybe they pick up the tab, something like that. Usually 6 of Pentacles is someone who wants to treat you, something along those lines. There's something here where things are turning, things are moving in a different direction. So I do feel like socializing is a really good idea right now. All right. And if somebody wants to pick up the tab, don't be, allow them. I'm like that. I'm like, oh God, I don't know. It's like, I'd be the type that, goes out on a date and wants to pay half the bill, not to show like I'm a big feminist or anything like that, just because it's like, well, I don't know. Why should they have to, kind of thing. So, but in this case, it's like, no, be that person that it's like, accept things. If they do come towards you, somebody wants to be generous and treat you to something, accept it. It's a beautiful thing, right? To do that. That's nurturing. All right. It's helping to nurture them, and it's helping to nurture you, because they get to do something good, and you get, a nice benefit from that. You get to have somebody do something good for you. So there's something here about allowing things to come in, and that's also going to turn the wheel for you in a very dynamic way. I feel like you've been through the ringer in a lot of situations where it hasn't really felt like you've been treated well or been treated to things, or, and I'm not just talking about financially and materialistically, but kind of a little bit of that, but just in general, like it just doesn't feel like that's been there. And that's possibly because there's too much, you may have had a very karmic relationship that put you in the energy of not even remembering how to accept being treated well. So now it's like the wheel is here to give you this opportunity to see what that feels like again. So, but it does start with, when we nurture others, then, we're also showing how we nurture ourselves via that. Okay. So very nice. Looks like an intriguing reading. All right. And you did have trust at the bottom of the deck too. Okay, so let's see. That is Cancer. We are on to Leo. No giggle. I didn't giggle this time. But I did. Okay. All right. Leos, please. Tell me about Leos. What is the message for Leos out there? Leo placements, etc. Current energy, please. A little bit into the near future message. What is their message at this time? Okay. That one. Interesting. Okay. Aw, how cute. Aw, and support. Love and support at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Or love, yeah, at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I'm sorry. Love is everywhere. Open your heart to feel it. And look, it's two bluebirds. How cute is that? All right. And then support is here too. Okay. Love and support. Okay. So let's see what we have. We have crying over you. Uh-oh. Sad, hurt, upset, etc. Okay. Who are we at? Leo. Okay. Then we have bravery. Face the unknown with bravery. Trust your steps. Okay. And oh. Okay. Then we have friendship. Cherish friendships. They are the harbors for your soul. That's a beautiful card. And then love underneath, the deck, and support. So there may be something going on with some of you where it's like there could have been, something that's just a little sad or something like that. But having the bravery to face the unknown and trust your steps. There's something here possibly about a relationship that maybe it wants to be more than friends. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe one person does. Maybe one person doesn't. Something along those lines. But ultimately, friendship is love. So, everything, probably, I don't know. I'm not an expert on, why exactly the universe works. But, there seems to be a lot of talk going around. From all these wisdom masters and stuff, that love is everywhere, right? So that would include friendship as well. That would also mean love is in bravery. And it would mean love is in sometimes we're crying over someone, right? So it's like there's I'm getting like more of a vibe of like acceptance. I'm surprised that Oracle card isn't here. Something along those lines, like an acceptance of something. Yeah, being clear with the truth, being able to clean a slate with a situation, and being brave to face that, and being brave enough to bring a friendship into a love. All right. Okay, so let's see what we have for Leo. Okay, tell me about Leos, please. What is their message? Who dat? Who's spying? Somebody holding on to a Gemini, maybe. Okay. All right, let's see. Tell me about Leo, please. Tell me, not cross-watchers. Let's get a message for Leos, please. Leos. What is the message for... Yeah, now we're talking. Leo. One more shuffle. Leos, please. Ah, beautiful. Love it. Whoa. Okay. All right. We can work it out. We can work it out. All right. All right, for some of you, I mean, there could be some complicated ass like third party thing going on here, you know, but I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on that because I doubt if that's like the main story for most of you. But some of you, there could be something along those lines. So I mean, if that is the case, I mean, there might be something where it's like, well, you know, starts trusting your own steps. Be brave. If this, you know, I get it. You know, it might be some, you know, strong attachment with the crying over you kind of thing, but it may be something that this needs to be a deep friendship. All right, there still can be love in a deep friendship, but it may not end up being, you know, a situation where they leave this person, you know, that kind of thing. So there may be a level of acceptance here, of accepting what it is for what it is. Okay, so I'm going to leave that at that, because not everybody is involved in a third party or something along those lines. So I'm going to deliver the message in a couple different ways. We'll talk about it if it's work and career. We'll also talk about it if it is romantic, but it's not a third party. Okay. So, I mean, first and foremost, we have this beautiful set of cards showing up here in the recent past of the Hermit shining the light on the Ace of Cups. So, I mean, the Ace of Cups, you know, the Hermit is considered like the wisdom card, right? It's like needing to see the wisdom of a situation, shining the lamp on, the lantern on, what needs to be seen. Well, what's it shining the lantern on is the Ace of Cups. So, like, universal wisdom is saying, hey, Leo, you know, we're shining the lantern on this. Here's your key. So the Ace of Cups is a key. It is absolutely key. I think it's one of probably the most important cards of the tarot. You know, maybe I'm a little biased being a water sign, but it's not because it's like, oh, you know, water signs are so bitchin'. It's because it's the freaking cup. It looks like the Holy Grail, right? I mean, there's all this mystery around it, you know, with the dove and the descent of, you know, and the hope springs eternal of the fountain, you know, ever flowing, you know, that sort of thing. So, you know, I usually attune with the Ace of Cups as more like a heart chakra vibrational type of card of you know, it starts with self-love and self-evolution of that love, you know, so that love can kind of break out of that hardened prison cell that it's in, right? And the evolution of such, so that it can spring forward and hope can spring eternal. So I feel like the Hermit is highlighting that, saying, hey, you know, it's definitely time to be brave, face the unknown, trust your steps, right? That type of energy. I feel like you're moving into a very deep relationship. So like I said, if it's not that third party thing, I feel like some of you are going to be moving into a very deep relationship where not only is there this like energy that will develop, you know, into a strong love for each other. And I'm not just talking about like romance and stuff like that, you know, and it may, you know, include all of that. But there's something like very like soul connected here is what I'm seeing. So it may start with friendship and turn into love, you know, romantic love, I should say, because friendship is love. But there's something here that's like being, you know, almost like ordained for you is what I'm seeing. So the one thing is, though, you know, it's like I feel like this is something that's in progress. I don't think this is here in this split second. All right, maybe, I mean, for some of you, it could be happening. Maybe in the recent past, you have received this offer. Maybe there's something to consider here. It could mean about like traveling to meet someone or to spend time at their home, or maybe there's an offer to move in with someone. There's something being deeply considered here by two people. So it's like the feminine in this energy is definitely independent, and the masculine in this energy, and it doesn't have to be male, female, it could be any gender combination, but the masculine energy in this equation has thought this through. All right, so it may be like an earth sign that you're dealing with or something along those lines. Taurus maybe, doesn't have to be. We also have Cancer and Virgo here. So, but there is something here that I feel is being brought together for you that is, it has a very deep soul tie feel to it, to me. So you could definitely be stepping into a relationship that maybe starts on the basis of friendship, but develops into either just like an amazing, loving friendship, or develops into something that is just a stronger partnership and solid, not going anywhere. There's love here. There's friendship here. Right? What more? What more could one need? So it's a very beautiful reading. I feel like there's some really positive energy here. It has a lot to do with how we view ourselves and how we view love. So I urge you to, oh, I don't care about love, not to be in that energy. Or, oh, yeah, oh, that sounds really, fairy tale like. That doesn't really happen. Not to be in that energy. All right, I'm not saying be overtly, oh my God, my dreams are coming true, either. It's more of like, this is a very destined situation, what I'm seeing here. So it does have a lot to do with being willing to be brave, face the unknown. It may involve some travel or movement of some kind. And it's like, that's where I feel like this stuff all comes together for you. Okay. Now, if it is work and career, it's kind of the same vibe. It's just something about like taking a look at what you do love, what your soul purpose is more gravitating toward. And there may be something about literally traveling while working, or bringing people together in some way, party planning, something like that, that you start as an independent, but you may be eventually bringing that to a broader situation. Some of you might be great wedding planners or something along those lines, is what I'm seeing too. So there could be something there in work and career where you are moving from more of an independence to working under still being independent, but possibly working within a larger structure, is what I am seeing. Okay. Like an independent contractor type of thing, but it's still within a major industry. Okay. All right. We are on to Virgo. Okay. Virgos, please. What is the message for Virgo? Virgos. What do we have? We have growth. Growth is a journey. Trust each step. All right. Looking you up, researching you, studying you, getting info. Oh, all right. So some of you may be dealing, and then there's like the rejected card, all right, with this masculine, kind of with the blocked body language here. So that could go a couple different ways. That could mean, I don't know, you could be possibly looking at why someone, didn't go for your advances or something like that, or vice versa. They might be looking you up and like, well, why did this person turn me down? Are they already involved? So I don't know. They're who knows? That sounds a little drama ridden. It doesn't really sound like my expertise kind of thing. So let's see what we get from the tarot and see if we can clear this up. All right. I don't know. I'm not really usually super, I don't understand those things that much usually, but let's see what we get. All right. All right, what is the message for Virgos? What do they need to know at this time, please? Okay. All right. And then happiness. Interesting. If you can see a different perspective, it's a choice. Okay. Something to let go of here. All right. I'm going to take a minute with this one. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll come right back because I need a little bit more. Those cards are kind of throwing me off. They seem like I'm going to try and clarify some things like as I sit. So give me just a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, all right. I've come back to it now. I've taken a few minutes with this. All right. So what I decided to do is I think I'm going to clarify, because it just may be the oracle cards that's throwing me off, and that might be like just a separate message. So I'm going to start with clarifying the oracle cards of rejected and then looking you up. Okay. So let's start with that. All right. Tell me about rejected. What is the message here for these oracle cards with rejected? Okay. And what is the energy of looking you up? Looking you up. What is the energy of looking you up? It's reversed. Okay, wow. Yeah, they are definitely doing that. All right, so there's definitely spy energy here. Someone's trying to find out more info on their phone, looking you up, looking at your social media, something like that. Wow, and the second spy card came out. This has been possibly going on for a while, too, with the Ten of Wands here. So there's a lot of spy energy here. Okay, for sure. The rejected card is clarified by the Eight of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and Justice. So this to me looks like kind of love bombing in this scenario. I wouldn't normally go with that, but with the fact that like rejected is here. All right. So, and it may feel like there's a karmic situation here. So there may have been something that kind of blew up a little bit here, or messages weren't seen or something like that. Someone's definitely got this energy here of trying to research more about you, find out more about you, for sure. All right, so there's definitely that energy going on. There may have been a Scorpio involved, or this may have been over Scorpio season, which we're still in the midst of, because this is showing in the recent past. Maybe there was an effort of trying to reach out, or, you know, something along those lines. There definitely does seem to be this like masculine energy who is, you know, wanting to make a choice toward you. Now, here's the thing. This doesn't have to be a, what do I want to say? Like a nefarious thing. For some of you, yeah, I mean, nobody wants to see Seven of Swords and Page of Swords and somebody's looking you up, and you know, those kind of cards can be a little nefarious, you know, don't get me wrong. Okay, so it could be like someone who is you know, trying to catfish, or, you know, something like that. Definitely. Okay. But the other side of this could be also that there's like genuine, like somebody is like interested in you and they're trying to like find out about you. All right. So it could be that as well. Like somebody wants to make the choice. They see you and like they want to make the choice to, you know, move toward you or something along those lines. Because I see a lot of stagnancy here. So this is not a masculine who's like, you know, taking massive action or anything like that is what I'm seeing. I feel like there's like this masculine energy who just kind of doesn't really, they're not really making any choice. All right. There's no action. There's no movement in the near future. And then we have this Sun card. So it could be a Leo also. All right, we've got Leo, Scorpio, Libra also in this reading with the Justice card here. But it doesn't have to be any of those signs. But I feel like what the Sun card is here for is to, and I said this in one of the other signs, I can't remember which one it was, so you might be watching multiple placements, but is to embrace enthusiasm, all right? Embracing what makes us happy, because this situation doesn't look like it's making anyone happy. So you might just be a feminine who really doesn't even know what's going on. Like, I don't know, maybe they felt like you rejected them, all right? But you don't look at it that way. Like, you're just sort of like, what? I don't know. I didn't even know that person was interested in me or something like that. It could be some situation along those lines, but they're not satisfied. They're like wanting to know more about you. So this could absolutely be like a masculine who isn't really confident in just having a conversation with you or putting something out on the line or asking you out or, you know, something like that. They just might be in their head and reading things into stuff that's not really there. because they're possibly used to rejection or, you know, something along those lines. So if that's the case, enthusiasm, like if you're a masculine watching this, enthusiasm is your key, not like overthinking everything. All right, overthinking everything is not like your friend. All right, what is your friend is enthusiasm. All right, not trying to find out more information and this and that and the other. It's like, you know, just like have a conversation with them with enthusiasm, with expecting an optimistic outcome, right? That's going to be your friend. But if you're a feminine, I feel like it's an energy of someone around you. And they're just like, if it's you that's doing the looking up and you're trying to find out more about them, you know, I feel like they're not in dating mode, or they're just not in, let's throw caution to the wind and start a relationship mode. Like they're just not in that mode. So I would say let the sun come out in a different way, possibly move on from this situation and be optimistic that there's something that will be divinely orchestrated for you, you know, in the future here. Maybe in Sagittarius season, things might look a little bit better. That's what I'm seeing. If it's work and career, although, I mean, you know, we have, you know, these other cards, and maybe it could be like maybe you sent out a bunch of resumes and you got rejected, right? Things weren't really going on. Well, somebody's interested in you. All right, somebody's trying to find out more information about you. So if that's the case, I think you'll be happy, you know, with the results. So it might take some time, but I do see that there's positive results that could be coming forth, you know, soon. So it just may be a period of time of waiting. Like, man, is anything ever going to happen? I put out all those resumes, you know, I'm waiting, you know, that sort of thing. But then, yay, you know, you get the good news. All right, so that's what I'm seeing there. Okay, so let's go to, that was Virgo, we're on to Libra. All right, Libra, let's see what the message is for you. Libras, please. Tell me about Libras. What is their message? Current energy message, please, for Libras. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nope. I'm seeing this one and that one. Okay. So you have trust at the bottom of the deck. Okay. All right. Oh, you got 3 cosmic energy cards, because I do use mixed decks, but I noticed you got 3 of the cosmic energies. So you have wisdom comes from experience and reflection. Okay. And you have self-love is the foundation of all love. All right. Beautiful. And you have intuition. Listen to your intuition. It never lies. Awesome. And all of those are truth. Truth. All right, capital T. All right, let's see what's going on for Libra, please. So it sounds like you guys are in an energy right now of being really cosmically, you know, in tune with things. So listen to that intuition and, you know, trust that wisdom that you have gleaned from your experiences and reflection, and really, really, you know, enter the energy of self-love as it being your foundation of all things that you do with love. All right, so let's see what's going on for Libras, please. I'm hearing some song in my head. Fantastic. Oh God, what is it? Yeah, it'll come. If it's meant to come, it'll come. Okay, 7 of Swords. Interesting. Okay, Page of Cups. All right. I feel like there's a good opportunity coming your way. All right. It may seem like it's like somebody's tiptoeing around it now, but it feels like it's going to be coming in very, very soon. All right. Someone's going to like test the water with you, or someone's going to reach out and say hi or flirt with you, or, you know, something like that. I mean, it could be work opportunity too. We'll talk about that in a moment. Okay. But we'll talk about the like, kind of lighter side of this as far as if it is romantic energy, because that's what it feels like to me. That doesn't mean it's like a light fling. It might turn into something more, but it's like light energy is what I'm seeing coming into your near future current energy. I don't feel it's been that like lately, okay, because you have the Moon card and the 9 of Wands here. So definitely being weary, especially at night. Like things could just feel like very draining at night. Maybe some of you you feeling like extra tired or something along those lines. Maybe not sleeping well, feeling like you're shouldering a lot, or you're just like kind of weary with things in some way. Or it could be a Pisces, all right, that you're waiting on. If that's the case, I would say, yeah, they're probably going to connect with you at some point, okay? But for most of you, though, I feel like it's just sort of like this draining energy that's been like lingering. Well, now you have in the current energy the Queen of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles. You have two aces in this reading, so, you know, coming in. So I do feel like there's this positive switch here, and I think this wisdom card is very apropos for like the transition into this, of wisdom coming from experience and reflection, because that makes sense with Queen of Cups energy, especially the experience and reflection part, right? So it's like I feel like that, like seeing like how that energy has not been beneficial for you. All right. Anything that's kept you drained, up at night, not sleeping well, anything that's kept you in the dark, confused, depressed, even, you know, things like that. It's like that's, you know, your wisdom is going to come from looking at that experience and reflecting on it and saying, yeah, I don't want that. You know, that's not working for me. You know, it's time for new vigor, new opportunities. It's time for me to welcome new opportunities into my life, or to seek new opportunities in my life. And then you have the Chariot and the Ace of Cups coming in your near future. So, I mean, talk about like, you know, self-love. We get the Ace of Cups right here, right? The foundation of all love is what the card says. And you literally have the Ace of Cups here, which to me personally is like a self-love type of energy. And you have it coming in with the beautiful energy of the Chariot, which is victory, breaking through obstacles, having a clear focus, and knowing that, you know, you're doing this for your self-value, your self-love, you know, new experiences here. So this could absolutely be like a new love offer charging in. Again, somebody could be having their eye on you, kind of tiptoeing around it, you know, but eventually having the whatever, you know, to flirt and put themselves out there with you. All right. So that could be showing up in your near future, or it's just your energy. Like you're ready for new experiences. Thus, you know, stop tiptoeing around them and welcome them, right? And allow your intuition to really guide you toward new experiences. When you find yourself drifting back into the old, weary, dark, you know, depressing, confusing, you know, whatever situation or situations, you know, going on with that, it's like quickly recognize that as what it is and say, oh, you know, course correct. No, that's right. I'm interested in new opportunities, you know? So, and then redirect your thoughts toward new and welcoming these new opportunities, because they're coming. That's what I see. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Now, if it is work and career for you, it's still, you know, pretty much the same vibe. All of these readings I do, by the way, even if, you know, we're talking about a romantic situation or whatever, all it takes is really to like use your abstract thinking a little more outside the box, and you can still hear the story even if it's put in terms of love, but you can equate it. You know, I trust that you have that abstract thinking ability to be able to equate that in terms of work and career, right? So like, in other words, I just read this as a romantic thing, so let's read it as a career thing, and it's still going to be the same message. Okay, it's like there's something that's been depressing you, or, you know, something kept you up at night, blah, blah, you know, all those things I said. So it's time to reflect on that and realize it's not working for you, and to welcome new opportunities, just like we said in the love reading, right? And it's like that may mean, you know, it's time to like really like start boot camping and kicking some ass here with the Chariot card, right? Single focus. And what is that single focus? What you love, what you deserve, right? Self-love is the foundation of all love. So if you don't love your work, you know, and, you know, then stop tiptoeing, you know, around that factor. And it's like, you know, get curious, flirt, you know, with new ideas, you know, test the water, put yourself out there. So do you see how all those things I just said about the romantic reading can be, you know, equated to work and career as well? They're the same cards. So it's the same meaning. And so I will trust from here on out that most of you will be able to use your awesome, Libra abstract thinking skills and, use these readings. They don't have to be verbatim. And, this is love, right? It's like, you can be creative with this, and with any tarot reader, you can do this. Okay. And see that there's messages that will still apply, even if they're brought into a different context. All right. So work and career, then again, I would say embrace new opportunities, welcome new opportunities, have that single pointed focus of breakthrough, have a goal, see it. And, as you do that, you are driving closer to something that you really love. But when we tiptoe around that and we don't listen to our intuition, all right, because this would be not listening to your intuition, then that's going to make that goal a little further away, okay? And then we slip back into this energy again. Okay, so that's what we have for Libra. We are on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, let's see what the message is for you, Scorpios. Tell me about Scorpio placements, etc. What is their message at this time of watching this reading, please? Oh, the song that was in my head was Fantastic Plastic Lover. God, was that in Libra's reading? I'll have to try to remember to put that in editing. So, okay. Sorry, that just came. So maybe that's a message for you guys too, Scorpio. It's Jefferson Airplane. Okay, anyway, let's see. Queen Rising, stepping into power, praised, coming up, spotlight. Hell yeah, Scorpio. Right on. All right. You got joy. Joy is the dance of the soul. Enjoy every moment. Okay. And we have compassion. Compassion is the warmth of the soul. Give it to others and yourself. All right. So, so we have Queen Rising. Okay. Queen. Oh, what is that song? Perfume Genius. I can't remember. Anyway. Okay. Joy is the dance of the soul. Enjoy every moment. And compassion is the warmth of the soul. Give it to others and yourself. Okay. Let's take a look at the tarot. Let's see what's going on. So it sounds like kind of a leveling up energy around you, Scorpio. A chance to really come into, yourself in a very empowering way. And your cues for that are, learning, to experience more joy, and enjoying every moment, and offering compassion to others and yourself. Okay. So what do we have going on for Scorpio then? What is their message with the tarot? Oh, yeah, you guys have been through it, right? Well, of course. Do I even have to say that? It's Scorpio. Of course you've been through it. Heck yeah. All right, let's see. All right, what's going on for Scorpios? Scorpio. Okay. Wow, Scorpio. Nice. Wowza. Okay. All right. I feel like you guys are moving into a new cycle here. I do, unfortunately, I feel like there's like a resentment energy around you. And I think that's why this compassion card is here, to have that warmth in the soul, give it to others and yourself. I don't feel like this energy is yours, because your cards are very, very promising here. So I feel like the way that this is someone looking on to all that's going on with you. I feel like this is sometimes my, resentment card, or holding grudges card. So I do feel like there's an energy here and I can hear some of you now going, yep, I know who that is, and things like that. But remember this energy. This is saying compassion is the warmth of the soul. Give it to others and yourself, because it's annoying when someone can be resentful toward us, or it's uncomfortable, or it's frustrating, or any number of angering, any of those things. But it's like, there's a reason why, someone may feel these things. Who knows? Maybe it's a karmic thing. There's all kinds of things in the universe that we can't understand everything, right? But one of the things that we can work on is understanding. And that's Scorpios, you do have that gift, right? You do have that gift of, compassion and being able to see why sometimes people might do something or act a certain way or lash out this way or that way or resent or, any number of things, be hurt, by you or something along those lines. So I do feel like it's saying, hey, it's like, because you have some really great energy showing up here, and it's definitely a choice to like move towards that great energy. Also too, Scorpio, being empathic, do not let, there's because it says give it to others and yourself. So do not let like your overwhelming compassion, all right, or maybe it's not overwhelming compassion, but like your overwhelming empathic, type of energy of a situation. Do not let that, don't feel it so strongly, though, that it holds you back from newer energies and new things going on in your life. Because you have the World card and the Nine of Cups showing up in the recent past. I would say most likely this has something to do with that full moon energy that we just had, right? Which was your polar opposite. So there's something here about like some kind of cycle that has completed itself or ended. And now it's time to breathe life into newer situations, new things. You do have that energy around you with the Three of Pentacles and the Fool. All right. So there's this energy of a clean slate. All right. Because you have the World card going into the Fool card. So the last card of the major arcana going into the first new cycle, starting it all over again, but in a positive way here. It's like, hey, whatever's in front of you is what you see, what you make of it. So, and it looks like you're heading towards the Three of Pentacles, which is a very nice card. It's a card of possibly meeting others, like-minded others, working with others in a positive way. Just like things like, what do I want to say? Just like kind of like coming together, right? So something's like coming together in a positive way. You have the Two of Wands here, the Hermit shining the light on the Two of Wands. I also feel like you may have someone who is making a choice to kind of instigate this like new start, instigate in a positive way, like a new start, or someone that is making a choice like toward you or something along those lines, like, hey, let's add Scorpio to our team, or, something along those lines. It looks very positive. So this could be in work and career, or just life in general, situations that feel like you are part of something in a positive way. So I would say focus on those things. You do have this like stepping into power, right? So it's like make sure that you honor that and allow that. And yet at the same time, like I said, I do feel like by doing that, you may, that could lead to someone resenting you, or maybe you get the position and they're a little resentful, or, something along those lines, right? Or maybe it's a past relationship or whatever this may be. Why is Scorpio doing so well, and I'm not, or, something like that. But as I always tell people, things are relative. So trust me, if someone's a Scorpio, they have been through hell and back. All right. And even if it appears like they have not, they have. I will guarantee you that right now. All right. Because it's like, it is literally the planet of that. All right. So it's like, there's not a single Scorpio that I'm sure ever in history that just sort of skated through life and had everything magically, happen for them. All right. It's a tough, Taurus too. I feel like Taurus is a tough placement as well. They say Capricorn, right? And the thing is that the Capricorn is almost always, guaranteed like rewards toward as things go. Scorpio is not. Okay. So it's like, it's a very tough placement to have. And I guarantee you any Scorpio has been through the ringer. So if there's this like looking on as, oh, why does Scorpio get this? Or why they seem to be just, foolhardily having all these great things. It's like, well, because there's been a major major, karmic cycle that they have worked themselves through. And, now things are starting to, finally look a little sunshiny for once, right? So there's something along those lines going on here. But also, too, reminding you Scorpios, right? Because I'm just thinking there's maybe cross watchers here, but, reminding you Scorpios, too, to have that compassion, though, to remember, yeah, that does suck sometimes to see, like, this person may not understand why are you, getting that job? Why not me? Have compassion for that, because, not everyone knows you and who you are, especially if you're a Scorpio. You're probably pretty private, so they don't know those things about you. So they may be making judgments going, well, why does Scorpio get that job? And so it's like, but you know why, but that doesn't mean everybody else does. So have compassion for that situation too. All right. So that's what I'm seeing for you. So I don't know if it's work or a relationship or just a freedom lifestyle that's opening up here for you, but there's definitely embarking upon new energy that is showing up here for you, and it looks very positive and available to you. Okay, so that is Scorpio. We're on to Sagittarius. All right. Okay, Sagittarius. Let's see what the message is for you, Sagittarius. Okay. What say ye for Sagittarius? Oh, no, really? 3 cards? Ooh. We'll skip those. All right. Give me the clear one. Just give me one clear card, please. Thank you. All right. Let's see. So we have, fake accounts. Uh-oh. All right. Fake social media, accounts to spy, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. All right. So someone could be catfishing or making up fake accounts to spy on someone. Dust it off. Dust it off. All right. And then we have discovery. Discover the treasures within and follow your passion. Yeah, I feel like there's a message here. So something's played out here. All right. And then we have moving on. Thank you next. And we have love triangle. So there could be like a energy of wanting to find out about someone. All right. Something along those lines. But I would say let something go, dust it off, start discovering new passions that are healthy and feeling like they are the right energy for you. Others of you, this may be someone doing this to you. Like they may be, creating fake accounts to find out, what's going on in your world or something. Dust it off. All right. Just dust it off. Don't let it hinder where you're going. It's like start working on more discovering your passions in life. Don't let this hold you up, things like that. Okay, so let's see what's going on with Sagittarius with the tarot. Oh yeah, I feel like someone's heartbroken. They may be trying to either, it could even be like a vengeance thing where they're trying to get back at you through social media, fake accounts, something like that. Or it could just be heartbroken and like wanting to have contact with this person at any cost, even if it's a fake account, so there's something here to dust off, and start turning that energy towards healthier passions, and that's what I'm seeing. Okay, let's see. Others of you too, it could be like a kind of a soft warning thing here too, of like there could be a masculine that's just sort of like when you ask them about their social status or their marital status or whatever, they might just be like dusting it off and not really answering you. So you may feel like, well, okay, let me go investigate this a little bit more, and then find out that, yeah, certainly they are, married or living with someone or something, and you may be saying, hey, well, that's played out, moving on, thank you, next, right? Okay, so there's that too. But let's see what the message is for you, Sagittarius. Basically, what I see from those oracle cards is you have other fish to fry. All right, it's like moving on. Someone's played out, move on, discover new passions. All right, that's what I'm seeing. Okay, all right. Nothing healthy, nothing positive can come from any type of energy with fake accounts. It just can't. There's nothing that can be justified or healthy in any possible way with that. So if someone's doing that to you, you know, dust it off and move on. If you are maybe cross-watching, wanting to spy on Sagittarius, you know, something like that, you know, because, you know, be honest, right? It's like, you know, people do it. You know, don't beat yourself up over it or anything like that, but do realize that, like, nothing healthy will come from that. So it's better to discover, like, new things, you know, to focus on and that sort of thing. All right, so what do we have going on here? Yeah, I think somebody like pulled somebody's chain for a long time or something like that. And yeah, so yeah, somebody's married. I would say that too. So if you are trying to find out about someone, they very well could be married. All right. So there is that. Yeah, there's something here about moving on from something and focusing on new passion. There's that passion word again, because we got passion in that discovery card of your oracle card, and there's the Ace of Wands, and we have the Ace of Cups with us, which is our self-respect, our self-love. There's something here about like needing to move towards new and to block any you know, situation. If it's a love triangle or something like that, it's like arm's length, you know, only new, buddy, you know, kind of thing going on here that I feel is the message. So I don't feel like there's a work and career message here for you, Sagittarius, in this particular spread. It feels pretty specific. So you may want to check one of your other placements, you know, if you're looking for a more versatile type life message or work message or something along those lines. This seems very specific, that there's just to focus, you know, on new things. Stay as grounded as possible. Don't get into the emotions too heavily with something. Really bring out that inner strength to make a good choice of moving forward. Like I said, there's nothing healthy. All right, nothing positive, nothing healthy, nothing that's going to benefit anyone by this energy whatsoever. It's not going to benefit you. It's not going to benefit them. It's not going to benefit anyone. So there's an energy. And again, I'm not saying that in a scolding way or like, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like if you're the one to do it, you know, because like I said, I mean, somebody's probably doing it to you, but it could be you, you know, trying to find out stuff. I mean, if you're doing it for the sake of, you know, if you're trying to research if somebody's married or something like that, that's cool, fine. You know, shouldn't be hard enough to do, you know, on the internet. But I wouldn't like start fake accounts and things like that to try to find out, or, you know, that seems like there's nothing positive that's going to come from that. So it just feels like there's an energy here that needs to be blocked, that's not helping you to discover the treasures within and follow your passions, right? You need to fight for that, fight through this and fight for that positive energy and that self-love, you know, of self-value and worth and things like that. Because if somebody's playing you or, you know, something like that, then, you know, no, there's that's they're not valuing you, you know. So that's what I would say with that. Okay, so, you know, for those of you though, you know, I do think that there's new opportunities available, but there is something to like put behind, dust it off so that you can discover these new things that are wanting to become available. Not block them and not hang on to past situations or long situations or things that aren't moving forward or aren't healthy and more in the beautiful range of moving forward. Okay. It could be a Taurus also with that. Let's go to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. Let's see what the message is for Capricorn, please. Capricorns. What do we have going on for Capricorns? Capricorn. Okay. No. Okay. Gratitude, bottom of the deck. Okay, so you got 3 cosmic energy cards. Okay, so let's see what we got. Blessing. Blessings are gifts from the universe. Receive and share them. Beautiful. All right. And we have creativity is your inner expression. Unleash it. Yeah, Capricorn's super creative. Definitely. All right. And we have transformation is the soul's evolution. Wow. All right. So some of you might be being gifted some sort of like art supplies or something that like, it doesn't have to necessarily be art. It could be something, even like an instrument or something that like brings out your creativity. So you might be receiving something that is like, it just helps transform your soul in a positive way. Okay. So that, I mean, your birthday technically is coming up, you know, not too far away. So it could be even something like a pre-shadowing of a birthday gift or something like that that you may be receiving. Okay, so, I mean, we're a little out, you know, we still got to make it through Scorpio and Sag, but, you know, Capricorn right on the way. All right, so let's see. What is the message? Oh, yeah, I feel like there's a gift. There's a gift coming your way, or some kind of good news, or new inspiration, something like that going on. Wow, yeah, your cards are like excited even. Okay, so let's see what this excitement is about. All right, tell me about Capricorn, please. What is the message for Capricorn? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Page of Pentacles. Yeah. There's a conversation coming. Could be Cancer with the Chariot card here. Something like grounded, something where there's like something actually discussed with the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is usually like clarity, having a clear conversation, something along those lines, or a new opportunity that could be as well. Okay. Tell me about Capricorn, please. Nine of Cups coming out, Capricorn. Two of Cups. Hello. All right. Ooh. But avoiding it. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely like a gift. It reminds me of one of the other signs I did, but you'll see it if you're watching multiple placements. I can't remember. It was one of the earlier signs, so you may be watching. Oh, yeah, you got like this new energy here for sure. Okay. There's this tiptoeing around something that could be like really, really good. All right, we have the Nine of Cups and the Two of Cups, but it's showing in the recent past. So this means like this would most likely be around you, or something that you've already, you know, experienced or known. All right, but here's the thing though, both energies avoiding it. Okay, there's like this energy that's like tiptoeing around it, and there's this energy that's not really having the confidence to come out of that shell quite yet. So I feel like there's two people who are tiptoeing around like something that is pretty magnificent showing up here in the recent past, or at least both are viewing it that way. I don't know if it is absolutely magnificent, but you know, there's two people. It kind of reminds me of something like and I don't think that there's marriages involved here. I'm not getting marriages at all, but it reminds me of like, let's say, you know, you're married, and you and your person, you know, go over to these other people's house, and you know, they're married too, but it's like you feel a connection with that other person or something, and it's like, oh my God, you know, like you just feel this amazing like connection, but it's like oops, you know, I'm kind of trapped in a marriage right now, and this person's like, yeah, I don't know if I can tiptoe around this, you know, kind of thing. So I didn't mean to make it so salacious of a story, like it's because I don't feel it does involve like other parties. I'm not really getting that actually, but it feels like that, like there's this tiptoeing around it is what I'm seeing. Okay, on both sides. But in the near future, I mean, you do have the Six of Pentacles, but the Seven of Wands, there's like, I do feel like in the near future, there is still like a giving to a situation, but then there's this sort of stubbornness of like, should I, shouldn't I? I think you're going to go for it, whatever this is. All right. I do feel like there's a lot of chemistry or passion with someone. So, and it feels like it's a new beginning. All right. So even though this is in the past, I don't think this is like a past love or somebody that you've, you know, had a big relationship with in the past and coming back around or anything like that. It feels like I said, like there's this acknowledgement of love, but there's this tiptoeing around love. That's what I see with this. I feel like in the near future, I would say within the next very near future, all right, Ace of Wands is quick. It's quick moving energy, that there is definitely an opportunity here to transform something. So I do feel like there is some sort of blessing that is around you, and is going to be coming forward shortly in the form of a connection. All right. If it is not romance for you, if this is something more about like your lifestyle with creativity here and transformation, maybe you've been creatively blocked. Maybe you love something very much, but it's like you've been tiptoeing around it. It's like, I feel trapped. I don't know how I could make money from that, or, you know, something along those lines. I do feel like there's something in the near future that is like someone's going to like gift you or or, you know, there's going to be some kind of blessing from the universe that's given to you to fight for this, because it is your passion. It is your transformation. So look out for signs of things that are supporting, you know, this forward movement, this transformation or creativity towards another goal. Okay. All right. That is Capricorn. We're on to Aquarius. Let's see. Okay, Aquarius, we are on. Let's see what the message is for Aquarius, please. Tell me about Aquarius. Aquarius placements, also, either or. Just Aquarian energy for our... Ooh, wolf in sheep's clothing fell out. All right. Ooh, 3, what's the T cards? Interesting. Okay. So we have wolf in sheep's clothing, which actually it was weird because I was shuffling and I didn't even notice that it fell out. I just kind of saw it. So that could be an indicator, right there. So it's like something like that, like you're not seeing, you know, just all of a sudden is there. All right. So heads up with that. Okay. Then we see, okay. Romantic love affair, sex fix, secret lover, something like that. Okay. And then we have uninterested here. All right. So, yeah, there, you know what? If someone's like possibly uninterested, Aquarius, it's like, it may be a good thing. Maybe there are wolf in sheep's clothing. And it's like maybe there's strong chemistry there or something with this like sex fix, secret love, you know, something along those lines. But it's like if it's not working out, there's probably a reason, right? So it might be like universe is kind of having your back kind of thing. So heads up there. Others of you, there could be a little bit of, you know, if someone is like uninterested, there may be, you know, this desire though to sometimes that can make us more interested, right? It's like when someone's uninterested, you know, it can especially for, you know, not saying what, but for air signs, you know, that can sometimes make you more interested. So there's something here about possibly, either way, it's probably not anything to continue down that path, because it feels like there's like nothing healthy, right, that came out of any of those cards. Nothing that is presenting itself as, yeah, this is a good idea, you know, kind of thing. All right. And I'm not trying to be like a smart aleck. I'm just trying to have, you know, look at it from a lighter side so it doesn't sound as traumatic as it may be, right, kind of thing. But let's see. What do we have for Aquarius, please? All right. But I'd say the main thing to note here is that like nothing healthy is coming out from any of those cards, right? So, obviously you want good things right now, healthy things, strength, right? Positivity. Could be a Leo. All right. Oh yeah. Five of Pentacles. Feeling left out in the cold can be abandonment type energy. Wow. And then 5 of Cups. So like nobody's happy in this scenario. All right. Well, somebody has like more, you know, like hung head low, feeling sorry for themselves kind of energy, and then somebody has like more like abandonment, you know, energy. So now we have the Empress, the 5 of Swords. Now there's some like possible anger towards that situation. So yeah, I mean, here you go. Choose a different perspective. Choose self-love, self-valuing, new opportunities, new higher things, right, is what I'm seeing. Yeah, so I do feel like there's not much healthy coming through, you know, at this time. And I'm not trying to, you know, say, oh, you know, this is all terrible and negative and anything like that. But the thing is, in the recent past, it does look like there's been some sort of strength, inner strength, some sort of like turning the wheel towards positivity, and, you know, more enthusiastic energy, optimism, things like that. But then all of a sudden in one fell swoop, it's back to this again. So, yeah, snap back to reality. This is the second time that song has come into my head in a couple days. So yeah, kind of feeling, like I said, like neither, you know, these are both 5s. 5s are challenges. Fives are really challenges because they're meant to take you to your freedom. So they're not meant to. Fives are about, and I only know this because I'm a life path 5, right? It's like, so that's why I remember it so well, that 5 energy is all about freedom. So, and obtaining that freedom through self-value, true effort, like true effort, and self-worth. It's not about obtaining satisfaction from someone else, or needing someone else to make one whole, or needing, someone else by thy side, kind of thing. Not that fives can't have that experience. They absolutely can. But it's like they're generally about needing to learn how to stand on their own 2 feet without the necessity of having someone else, having that be dependent on someone else. So I feel like both of the people in this that I'm seeing, both parties in this situation, that is their karmic situation. So they may be going about it in 2 different ways. All right. And there may be a chemistry there because there's a like-minded energy at play underneath the scenes that's not, that's probably so subtle that is not being recognized as that. Instead, it's being recognized as this like sexual chemistry. But it's really most likely that 2 people are finding that they are very much alike as far as on this path to learn a certain lesson. And that's why they're gravitating toward each other. But the actual depth underneath the situation is that both of these people are needing how to learn to have healthy situations, healthy, and the only way those healthy situations can come is from valuing, oneself. And they need to value their self and stand on their own 2 feet, and thus the other person stand on their own 2 feet before anything is going to be healthy and motivated to grow. So, there's like a resentment energy showing up here of fighting that. But the thing is, it's like if one person has it, the other one can too. It's about a choice. It's about a choice to be strong. It's a choice to be optimistic. So it's like, I feel like someone here doesn't understand how someone can be like, okay, how can they be strong? How can they be optimistic? And, how can they like value themselves? I don't like that. I'm mad at that. That makes me feel bad, kind of thing, where it's like the answer is right here. It's not that they're uninterested. It's not that they're a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's not that they're, all these things. It's that they've made a choice to do that. It's an active choice. So, and it's like, and maybe that's you, maybe you're the one who has made that choice. You have chosen like to be in this, hey, I value myself. I don't want a wolf in sheep's clothing anymore. Well, they don't like that. So it's like, and they may be envious of that, or they may be like pissed off at that or something like that. But they will come to realize, and well, it's because you made that choice. You made the choice to be inwardly strong. You made the choice to choose optimism instead of like depression and feeling lack. So there's like, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like a very karmic situation playing out between most likely through some sort of romantic situation here, that there's a lot of chemistry, but there's a misunderstanding as to the choices that each person has made. And so it's being viewed, oh my God, I just realized that's another 5. You have 3 5s in this reading. So clearly, there's some challenges with this. But let's look at the major arcanas. The major arcanas are strength, the sun, the Empress. These are all beautiful, optimistic, positive, healing energies to choose to move forward. Those are the cards that are possible. Those are the cards that like universe wants you to choose, right? And the universe doesn't want you to choose, the divine mother here, the Empress card, the mother of the tarot doesn't want this. They don't want, combativeness. depression, feeling lack, or abandonment, or any of those things, regrets. They don't want that energy. They want you to choose this like higher energy of healing, optimism, and taking care and nourishing one's soul. All right, not spending that energy on like a sex fix or something like that, or some kind of energetic thing going on there. All right. Okay, so that's Aquarius. We're on to Pisces. Oh, where's the card? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so what do we have for Pisces, please? Pisces. Current energy reading for Pisces and Pisces placements. All right. So we have confidence, believe in your worth and abilities. Okay. We have freedom, comes from inner liberation. Beautiful card. I like that one. That's cool. And we have, love on the brain, dreaming, fantasizing, daydreaming, nostalgic. Okay. So we have one, what's the T card? And then we have two from the cosmic energy deck, right? So the what's the T is like the what minutia of life, or like how we get swept. It's like the minor arcana of life, how we get swept up into things. Whereas this cosmic energy cards are more about like the true, cosmic energy of something. So confidence and freedom, believe in your worth and abilities, and freedom comes from inner liberation. All right. So these energies don't come from like, being like, having love, a situation on the brain, a little too fixed on something, kind of deal. All right. So let's see what's going on with your tarot cards. And, I'm not scolding anyone for being in that. I mean, who doesn't get in that energy of, fantasizing or, daydreaming about this and that and the other. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But it's like if those things aren't around you, of like whatever it is you are dreaming or fantasizing about, then it could have a lot to do with not having, like confidence in, freedom. I feel like some of you are possibly with a nostalgic word on here, like too possibly hung up on something that, possibly was a really great chemistry experience in the past, but isn't really helping much towards your future. All right. It's not really, it's keeping you more stuck. So have the confidence to believe in your worth and abilities, whatever that past situation was. Don't let that hold you back of feeling like you'll never have something like that again, or that you weren't enough for this person, or, any of those things. Instead, it's like, the freedom comes. Oh, wow. Right? Because I was looking at that card and I was going to start reading it. The freedom comes from your inner liberation. That's the truth, the clarity, the sharp sword of your thoughts of, clarity, and your new start of the Fool card. Absolutely. All right. Yep. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's time to put something to an end that just it's not, it may have won. Yeah, definitely setting yourself again free. Look at those cards. They were on opposing sides when I split the deck, and they both ended up at the bottom of the deck together, side by side. The Fool card, the Ace of Swords, those are your energies like that should be aimed for. And that couldn't be clearer than freedom and confidence. Freedom would absolutely match the Fool card, and this confidence card would absolutely match that Ace of Swords when we're clear on our thoughts and our choices. I feel like there's something that possibly once ago, possibly seemed like there's an over nostalgizing. Is that a word? It is now. An over nostalgizing of a situation, an over romanticizing possibly of a situation. And it doesn't mean that like, oh, it's all in your head and it was never there or anything like that. I feel like there was something there, but it possibly is. You know how sometimes we remember things in their, in their best light. And sometimes that's a good thing, because, that is a sign of energy that was very useful and helpful and beautiful at one time. But there's a tiptoeing around here of ending something, like clearly ending something. All right, because it feels like that dreaming, fantasizing, nostalgicizing, my new word, is keeping you from this, like, optimistic, clean, fresh new start, and coming to clear terms here with, like, what really needs to be like cut out, or like, I feel like you guys kind of need to be like an MF and warrior right now to, like, cut out something that, yeah, it may have felt like there could have been something very strong with this situation, but ultimately it's not. Okay, so there may be, like, separations here, divorces here, something that needs to sort of come through, and it's difficult, but having the confidence is going to bring you that freedom to step away from this situation, because I feel like it's something that has to happen in order to have, like, this happiness, this like self valuation of yourself, of valuing yourself, of knowing that, hey, I deserve look how happy, that's a happy situation. Those two people are arm in arm. They've both got their hands up in the air, being grateful, for what they have, the two kids in the yard, the simple house, that sort of thing. And it's like that is something that that ideal, it doesn't have to be that specific, those specifics, but that ideal is more of your aim of bringing in your true self. I mean, this is Pisces energy, right? The Ten of Cups. So, but it's like there's this energy that's, like, kind of like stealing that away from you, right? It's like it's not working, and there's an energy here of, hey, you could have this, right? But possibly not by continuing to, like, fantasize or whatever, about this other situation. Now, for some of you, I will say this: if you're masculine energy, then I would say there's something more along the lines of, you may need to, like, stop tiptoeing around something. Like, this is happiness that you really, really want. Maybe there's a wife in your future, or, because the Queen of Pentacles is my wife card, right? So it doesn't have to be traditional marriage, but, like, that idea of that, right? There's, like, a wife, or, something that could be really happy, a child, coming, things that, some news that could really bring, there's, like, a happy family, here, but then there needs to be some clear-cut decisions made, right? Like, getting very clear on how you want to proceed further. Like, if you are into someone, it's like, yeah, they're probably into you too, but you'll never know if you keep tiptoeing around things, or don't, end that cycle of just tiptoeing around that and not embracing and going for this, having that Fool card, being clear and saying, hey, let's have a conversation. I see you, with a, I see you as my wife with a baby, whatever, husband, whatever gender you're into, right? I see us, holding hands and being grateful for our love, and, whatever. It doesn't have to be super romantic and all those things. It just needs to be clear and brought up as a conversation. You're going to have to take that leap of faith, that scary leap of faith, and have that conversation. So I see that too, but it's definitely going to be ending tiptoeing around something, or maybe you need to end something in order to go toward this situation too. That could be as well. But mostly, I feel like what's needed here, whatever the situation is, because I don't really see a work and career message here. I feel like whatever the situation is, if it is work and career, that or any situation, confidence is your key. All right. And freedom comes from inner liberation. This needs to be freed, whatever this is. If this is a person that's on your mind, but it's really not working out, then that freedom will come, once you realize that, and that this is not your person. Or when you value yourself enough to know that this person can't bring you or give to you and share with you this Ten of Cups, then don't tiptoe around that. Let it go. Then move on. you know, be very clear. And yeah, this is not for me. I need to find somebody who is going to be right there holding arms up to the sky with me. All right, that's what I'm seeing. All right, so thank you so much. I will see you guys soon. And yeah, all right, bye.